welcome to YHELP's Talks with Taylor. Today we are with Jeff Wilson, CPA, principal of W2 Group, who will be teaching us about money. Hello.
Hi Taylor, how are you?
Pretty good.
Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and it giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws.
So tell us about yourself.
Sure. So I am a CPA, a certified public accountant, and I run a accounting firm where we help clients with taxes, learn more about how to manage money and finances.
Why did you choose this career?
Well, I chose being a CPA because I wanted to help people understand money a lot more. It's a very important, it's not the most important thing in life, but it's very important for people to understand how to budget, how to save money in order to really have a nice lifestyle, right? And a comfortable lifestyle. And what you find is that people who don't have those basic money principles tend not to have as comfortable as a lifestyle, and it can bring on a lot of trauma, stress. It's very stressful, we know. Have you ever had a time where you were hungry and you didn't have any money? It's a very stressful day, right? So these are the things you try to help clients with, much on a larger scale when they're adults, but avoid the stresses of having financial problems.
Why should teens learn about finance?
Well, I think that finance should be taught in every school. It's very important because if you think about it, you go to school every day, you learn how to read, you got history, you got math. By the way, I was bad at that in high school, middle school, and everything else. So it's just funny because I'm an accountant, but those are the basic principles that you learn there. But you deal with those things every day. We all read every day. We all do math every day. You have to count how much money is at the cash register. You have to count how much money you spend. But it's not really taught in school, but it is just as important as those subjects because you actually have to deal with money every day. So it's really key for kids to really get that foundational understanding of how money works, right? How to budget, right? When not to spend, even though you may want something. I want this new virtual reality video game. That's me now. But it's $600, so it's not in my budget. I can't buy it now. So these are the things that you really want to, that really kids need to understand is like, hey, how to budget, what you need versus what you want, and really planning, right? So I'm not going to get my virtual reality game this week, but on my next paycheck next week, I am going to get it.
Why is it important to save?
Saving is very important. Rainy days do happen, unfortunately, right? We can't prevent bad days from coming. And sometimes it's not a bad day, it's just major events, right? So like your parents, they may be saving for your going to college, right? Higher education is expensive. So, but higher education may not come until you're 16. So you have, okay, great, you got 2 or 3 more years before it's time to go to college. Well, that means, hey, your parents probably started earlier in saving, but hey, if college tuition is $30,000, how much money do you need to save since you were 5 years old in order to make sure that you have enough for tuition? And it's very important too for you when you get older, right? So how do you make sure that, unfortunately and fortunately, we're gonna all get old. Right now, I'm 16, right? But one day I'll be 80, right? And so you need to plan for that. That's one day you're not gonna work, right? You're not gonna be able to work, or you're just not gonna feel like, look, I've done enough, I'm too old to work. And you're gonna need some savings to do that. So that's why it's so important to save. You save for major events. Like, you have your driver's license yet? Learners? You're preparing for it? There you go. So then, right, don't tell anybody you're gonna want a new car, right? So you really need to tell your parents about saving for the car. But maybe they did, right? They have to make sure they save for the car. So once you get your learners, they're going to save $1,000 here. And then maybe you can get you a $20,000 new car. I was just joking about the $20,000, but you should shoot for $5,000. But they got to save, and you have to save for that too. So.
How can teens save?
Okay. So I think there's always a savings plan, right? So when you talk about adults, they kind of do it from paycheck to paycheck. But let's I think a good thing for teens to do is like, hey, save $100, right? Let's say you get an allowance, or you get it, or you have a job. I don't know if kids do that now. As far as like when I was growing up, we would mow lawns and stuff like that to get money. I'm not old enough to where we had tin cans, so taking your allowance or whatever side job you have and kind of saving that $20, like setting a goal, right? So what is something you want right now?
New art supplies.
New art supplies. So how much does that cost?
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus.
Oh, sheesh. Some top of the line paint. Okay, so you have allowance?
Yeah.
All right. How much is allowance?
$5.
Okay, $5 a week, a day. Okay. All right. So, okay, that's a big moment. That's a big thing that you need. So what that means is you have to have a savings plan to get that. How do you reach that goal, right? And that's what the savings is all about. It's about a goal, and then goal changes. So your first goal is, hey, I need this very expensive paint. That's $60, right? And so you get $5 a week, right? Now you could say, hey, for the next 12 weeks, 5 times 12, I want to save this $5 in 12 weeks, right? Which is 3 months. I can go buy this paint all by myself, and I don't have to ask my parents for it. It's all mine. And I don't have to call my parents and get a loan. You can go pay for it there. So then there you go. You met that goal, right? Or you may say, hey, you'll talk to your parents and say, hey, can you pay for half of it and I'll pay for half of it? And then now you have to save for 6 weeks, get $5. Now you got your half and you get the other half from your parents, right? Really how life is. It's just typically when you don't have your parents to get money from, it's the bank. So, but it still goes around the same thing. So this is why it's very important to learn how to save and then set those goals. Now, we were just talking about getting your learners. Let's say when you're trying to get a car, right? You want to start saving. You want to end up saving. Say, hey, I'm gonna try to save $100 a month. Then when you get a job, you say, okay, if I do this for a whole year, now I've got enough. I can at least put a down payment or something like that on the car. And that's why it's so important. And then let's say you want to one day. What's a big trip for you? Where would you go?
Disney World.
Disney World? Okay, let's say you're going to Disney World, which by the way is also very expensive. You got expensive taste. So Disney World, it's like $1,000, right? To go there. Maybe you understand that a bit. It's expensive. So then, hey, you're trying to save. You would say, hey, I want to go next year. We're going to save $100 a month. So at the end of the year, you have $1,200. You can say, hey, I'm going to Disney World, right? Instead of saying, hey, I'm never going to make it to Disney World because I can't save any money in order to go. And that's what you don't want to do. And let's say, hey, you need some supplies, a little bit cheaper, and I want to go get it now. That's what savings for. So you can just kind of pick up and go and get it.
What should teens know about credit cards and credit?
What should they know about credit cards and credit? Credit cards are evil. Stay away from them.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex on.
Hey, don't click out the video yet. Did you like, comment, and subscribe? And also, be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at YHELPNow. And don't forget to check out my blogs at YHELPNow.com. See you later. Bye.